You don't notice it at first. How quiet the house becomes after she's gone. No footsteps, no humming from the other room. Just air. Cold. Still. Unforgiving. You tell yourself it's better this way. No more arguments. No more silent wars at midnight. But the silence, it starts talking. And it says things you don't want to hear. She's not the same woman you divorced. She couldn't be. Something inside her died long before the papers were signed. You might think she just moved on. But no one walks away untouched. Not from something that once felt like home. After divorce, she becomes two people. The one the world sees, smiling, posting, pretending she's thriving. And the one you'll never meet again. The woman who wakes up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying every word that led to the end. You see, women like her don't just lose a husband. They lose a version of themselves. The nurturer, the fixer, the I'll make it work part of her. That's the cost of love that breaks. It takes pieces of your identity with it. The psychology beneath it. When a woman goes through divorce, her brain doesn't register it as freedom. Not at first. It registers abandonment, even if she was the one who left. Because biologically, emotionally, the attachment bond doesn't disappear just because the ring does. Psychologists call it attachment injury. It's the tearing of emotional safety. The body grieves stability before it grieves love. She might appear fine, busy, radiant, glowing online, but her nervous system, it's in chaos. She's hypervigilant now, scanning for red flags, analyzing every message, every look, every silence. Because once love hurt her, her body learned, don't relax again. She doesn't realize it, but she's parenting herself now. That's parentification reversed. When a woman, once emotionally neglected, becomes her own caretaker, she soothes herself after panic attacks. She celebrates alone. She becomes her own anchor in a storm she never asked for. And that's where the transformation begins. Shadow work begins. See, there's a phase after divorce that no one talks about. The shadow phase. It's when she finally meets the parts of herself she ignored while trying to keep the marriage alive. The anger, the exhaustion, the unmet needs. They all rise to the surface like ghosts demanding attention. And she has two choices: numb it or face it. If she faces it, she enters the hardest kind of healing. Shadow work. The process of confronting her hidden pain. Not to shame it, but to integrate it. Because healing isn't about becoming the person she was before him. It's about becoming the woman she never got to be while with him. The emotional rebirth. One morning, she wakes up and doesn't cry. Not because she's healed completely, but because she's tired of bleeding over memories. That's the day she reclaims her narrative. She learns emotional detachment, not coldness, but clarity. The ability to love without losing herself. And when she looks back, she doesn't see failure. She sees evolution, because divorce isn't the end of love. It's the end of self-abandonment. The psychological truth. You might wonder what really happens to your wife after divorce. She changes her perfume. She redecorates her space. She laughs differently. But beneath it all, she's rebuilding her internal world. Brick by brick. The version of her that begged to be chosen, gone. The one who chased, explained, overgave. She buried her. Now she listens to her own needs. She validates her own worth. And when someone new comes along, she won't ask, "Will you love me?" She'll ask, "Can you meet me where I already am?" The closing reflection. So what happens to your wife after divorce? She disappears for a while. Then she returns as someone you might not recognize, but she recognizes herself for the first time. She laughs louder, sleeps deeper, forgives herself for staying too long. And no, she's not bitter. She's wiser, because now she knows love doesn't always mean keeping someone. Sometimes it means finally keeping yourself. If you've ever lost someone and found yourself instead, you know, healing doesn't look like fireworks. It looks like peace that no longer asks for permission. Subscribe, not for me, but for the part of you that's still healing too.